Do you find yourself addicted to someone who gives you just enough to keep you hopping? They pull you close. Then they push you away. They tell you something that makes you feel seen. Then they disappear for days. And in between, you are waiting, checking, replaying, hopping. You know it is not healthy. You have told yourself you would stop. And then they give you a crumb of attention. And you are right back in. If this is you, stay here for a moment. Here is what I want you to understand about this pattern. It is not a sign that you are weak. It is not evidence that you have no self-respect. It is not a failure of willpower or discipline. It is an adaptation. Something your nervous system learned to do. Because at some point it needed to. The energetic memory comes first. Somewhere in your childhood, love was not consistent. It came and went. You never knew when you would get it, or when it would be withdrawn. Maybe a parent was warm one moment and cold the next. Maybe your needs were met sometimes and ignored other times. Maybe the message was, if you are good enough, quiet enough, perfect enough, you will get what you need. Your nervous system learned something specific from this. It learned that the moments of relief are most intense after the moments of absence. The relief when they finally notice you. The relief when the tension breaks. The relief when you are allowed back in. That relief is not love. It is the end of fear. But your nervous system does not know the difference. Here is what that means practically. When someone gives you intermittent attention, hot and cold, here and gone, close and distant, they are activating the same pattern that was laid down in childhood. The uncertainty keeps you hooked. The inconsistency makes the moments of connection feel precious. The fear of losing them makes you hold on tighter. Your nervous system is not addicted to the person. It is addicted to the cycle. The cycle that says, if I wait long enough, if I try hard enough, if I am good enough, they will finally choose me. This is the resonance angle. What you are carrying inside resonates with what is outside that matches it. If you learned that love is inconsistent, you will be drawn to inconsistency. Not because you want to suffer, because the familiar feels like home. And the reliable, stable, present person feels wrong. It's not wrong because they are wrong. Wrong because your nervous system does not recognize them. They do not fit the template. The person who triggers the trauma bond is not special. They are familiar. And the addiction you feel is not love. It is the longing for resolution of a cycle that was never completed. Here is what this pattern is costing you. Your attention belongs to someone who is not present. Your hope is invested in someone who will not meet you. Your nervous system is in a constant state of waiting. You cannot rest, because rest feels like giving up. You cannot move on, because moving on feels like losing the chance that this time, finally, they will choose you. But the chance was never real. The resolution you are seeking cannot come from them, because what you are actually seeking is not their love. It is the completion of an old, incomplete experience that has nothing to do with them. In the session that follows, we are going to work with this pattern directly. Not by trying to convince yourself to leave. Not by white-knuckling through the withdrawal. By going into the body, where the cycle lives, and updating what the nervous system believes about love. The session will guide you through the felt sense of the waiting, the beliefs beneath the addiction, the younger part of you that learned that love comes and goes without warning. And then it will resource that part with something it did not have back then. your presence as an adult, your capacity to be with what arises, and a deeper truth about who you actually are. Beneath the cycle. Let's now go to the integration session. If you find yourself stuck on someone whose warmth comes and goes, and the uncertainty keeps you hooked, stay here for a moment. Take a slow breath and arrive here. You do not need to analyze anything. Let the words land where they land. Your body will take what it needs. This material is emotionally activating by design. It works by meeting what you are carrying directly. To get the full benefit and stay present rather than overwhelmed. Tap gently on a single point as you listen. If you know AFT, you can use all 9 points. But using only a single point, such as karate chop or collarbone, keeps your attention inside the feeling, rather than tracking where to tap next, and is just as effective. We begin now. I now recall how this pattern shows up in my life. I tend to stay longer than is good for me when love feels unpredictable. I believe I have to earn back warmth after someone pulls away. I interpret distance as something I need to fix by trying harder. I hold on to hope that the good version of someone will return permanently. I mistake emotional relief after pain as proof of connection. If this resonates, we will now gently connect with the emotional experience behind this pattern. I get hooked when someone gives me love inconsistently. I feel addicted to trying to win back warmth after distance. I become more attached when someone withdraws from me. I crave the next moment of approval after emotional pain. I stay bonded to people who hurt me and then soothe me. I feel attached to the cycle, not just the person. I mistake relief after pain for love. I feel euphoric when they return after rejecting me. I keep waiting for the good version of them to come back. I struggle to let go because the intermittent validation feels powerful. Even though this part of me feels addicted to the cycle of inconsistency, I acknowledge this is a passing pattern arising in consciousness, not who I really am. I cannot stand when they pull away. It feels like I am disappearing. I need them to come back so I can feel whole again. The hot and cold makes me obsess. I will do anything to get the warm version back. I feel like I am dying when they ignore me. Then they return and I am flooded with relief. That relief feels like love, but maybe it is just the absence of pain. I chase the high of their approval like a drug. Notice how tight my chest gets when I remember the withdrawal. I hate that I keep waiting. Breathe into the ache under my ribs. Maybe if I am perfect, they will stay warm. I feel ashamed that I cannot walk away. Let the body soften a little. I tell myself this time will be different. But deep down, I know the cycle will repeat. I watch my mind spinning the same story again. Notice the knot in my throat. I am terrified of being discarded for real. The uncertainty is torture, but leaving feels worse. Breathe into the exhaustion of hopping. I think I deserve this because I am too much or not enough. I feel so small waiting by the door. Notice how my shoulders are up by my ears. I am not sure I exist without their attention. I can stay here with this tightness without running. This feeling moves through me and I am still breathing. I do not need to fix what I feel right now. Underlying beliefs. Perhaps I believe that love must be earned through suffering. Maybe I think inconsistency means they care more, not less. It is possible I believe I am not worthy of steady, reliable affection. I might confuse anxiety with passion and safety with boredom. There may be an old part of me that learned to bond through rupture and repair. Possibly I am addicted to the dopamine spike of relief after rejection. I could be using the cycle to avoid feeling my own aloneness. It is conceivable that my ego believes winning them back proves my value. I may believe that if I let go, no one else will ever feel this important. The belief that I am responsible for other people's emotional temperature might be running in the background. Many of these beliefs came from early experiences where love was unpredictable. And they are not the truth of who I am. The outdated identity of the fixer, who must earn safety through endurance, once served to keep me connected to unavailable caregivers. But that structure is being outgrown now, not fixed. Adult self, gently turn toward your inner child. I am sorry to my inner child, who experienced the agony of waiting for someone to come back and never knowing if they would. I am sorry you learned that love feels like a door that keeps opening and closing without warning. I see how hard you tried to be good enough to make the warmth stay. Your awareness is safe now. These feelings are temporary visitors. And I am the adult who stays steady while they pass. Inner child speaks. I did not know I was allowed to stop trying. Maybe I can rest for a moment and nothing bad will happen. Adult speaks. I give you permission to stop chasing what withdraws from you. I give you permission to forgive yourself for staying so long. I release any guilt and shame you carry for being addicted to the cycle. I honor our journey together through all that uncertainty. I love you even when you are waiting by the door. You are safe to let go and be yourself because I am here now and always to protect you. These feelings are passing experiences, not defining reality. Message from higher self. Now that we have felt and honored the experience, allow understanding and light to arise naturally. The belief that inconsistency equals importance was an illusion born of early survival wiring. Not a truth about love. When you see that the cycle itself created the intensity, calm becomes possible. Thoughts, fears, and cravings are temporary appearances in consciousness. The one who notices them has never been hooked, never been abandoned, and never been made whole by another's return. That one is already free, filling the void. I can hold this ache without spinning into action. Support rises to meet me when I stop trying to earn it. I feel the ground under my feet even when someone pulls away. I can take one small step toward my own life right now. Movement forward does not require certainty about them. The ask, inner child. I give you permission to feel the emptiness where their approval used to go. And let it just be a sensation, not an emergency. You can feel the urge to chase and let it rise and fall without moving your feet. Adult self. I choose to stay present with the discomfort of not knowing, without reaching for them to soothe it. I can pause at the edge of the old urge and breathe, once before I decide anything. Higher self. I allow the body to learn what safety feels like when no one is withdrawing or returning. Awareness remains steady while the craving comes and goes on its own timing. Bridge into your new reality. The pull to chase used to feel like survival. And now it feels like a familiar wave that I can watch pass. Before, their distance meant I was failing. Whereas now it simply means they are far and I am still here. I used to believe relief after pain was proof of love. But now I can feel the difference between calm and collapse. Reclaim your power. I choose to release the belief that my worth depends on winning back inconsistent warmth. And I embrace the learning that my nervous system can heal from any cycle. The part of me that witnesses the craving, the waiting, and the relief has never been damaged by any of it. And that witness is who I truly am. Seeing it done, I imagine myself feeling quiet inside when someone pulls away. I see myself now noticing the old urge to chase. And instead of acting on it, I place a hand on my chest and breathe. The craving rises like a wave, and I let it wash back out without grabbing for anyone. In this parallel reality, their inconsistency simply becomes information about them, not a reflection of me. I feel my feet on the floor, my own heartbeat, and a strange new sensation, peace that does not depend on whether they return. The real me watches all of this with steady, unhurried presence. My inner child finally knows what it feels like to rest without waiting. The door is closed, but I am not locked inside anymore. I breathe easily in the silence because I am here with myself. This way of being with uncertainty is just a skill, like learning to balance. Nothing dramatic needs to happen. I am simply learning to stay. Now experience a new future. I am right at the moment when I notice them pulling away. My phone is quiet. Their warmth has faded. The old panic starts to rise in my chest. A familiar tightness behind my sternum. But this time I pause. I feel my feet on the floor. I take a breath that goes all the way down into my belly. The urge to text, to fix, to chase appears in my mind like a notification. I watch it without clicking. My hand rests on my thigh. My throat is soft. I am not disappearing. I am right here. Another breath. The tightness loosens a little. I notice I am still whole. My shoulders drop away from my ears. I feel my own heartbeat as a steady rhythm, not an alarm. The thought comes, maybe I need to win them back. I say hello to that thought and let it keep moving. I do not grab it. I do not argue with it. I just let it pass like a cloud. My stomach is calm. My jaw is relaxed. I am not doing anything wrong by waiting before I act. I breathe into my back, feeling the chair or floor supporting me. The craving for their approval is still there. But it feels smaller now, like a radio playing in another room. I can hear it and still stay here. I notice a new sensation, curiosity. What happens if I just sit here and do nothing? I let myself find out. Nothing bad happens. The world does not end. My chest feels lighter. I am not collapsing. I am learning. Minutes pass. The urge to reach out comes and goes several times. Each time I breathe and stay. My hands are still. My mind is not spinning the same story anymore. I feel a quiet sense of satisfaction rising from somewhere deep. Not because I fixed anything, but because I did not break. I simply stayed with myself. My body feels warm and grounded. I am not waiting anymore. I am just here alive in my own skin. The need to know what they are doing fades into the background, like an old habit losing its grip. I take a final breath and feel the completion in my bones. I am safe. I am capable. This new response is normal now. It is just what happens when I feel the old pull. I breathe, I stay, I learn. And then I go about my day, not cured, but free enough. The cycle has met its match, my steady, quiet presence. Allow this felt sense to continue integrating naturally in the body and in life. Take a deep breath, feel the shift, and smile. Let this settle gently. There is nothing you need to do right now. You can return to this whenever you feel called. Be gentle with yourself. Something may have come up during that session. A specific memory, a relationship, a version of this pattern that wants more attention. This practice opens up when it is built around your exact situation. I can build you a free personal audio session for whatever came up. Just visit the link in the description and tell me what you want to work on. It is made for you and it works.